So, hi guys, I was not intending to make a video, but maybe I should. Two things. This is Pop! OS, as somebody asked on the GitHub of Sardi, where all the icons are being developed and monitored. Asked 3 of these icons, so the show launcher, the show workspaces, and this one. So that has been developed. This one you have to ask Pop! OS if they keep an icon somewhere, because it's probably gonna be hard coded inside the application. So in the meantime, I can show you a little bit around. This is Pop! OS. It's GNOME, as you can see. I had to install the GNOME tweaks in order to be able to have my own icons there. So these are the general settings, and we're actually working on left WM here. This is left WM. And yeah, a question, guys, if you know how to do a right control F, then you can full screen normally inside a desktop, right? But in a tiling window manager, it's possible as well. But it's some kind of setting in content.conf or pycon.conf, and I've lost it during all the iterations. And the thing is does anybody know how to make sure that your virtual machine is full screen? So if you really say here to the system full screen or right control F, then we can have it with some kind of code. I believe it was in pycon.conf that we need to change several things, and then we can actually have also in a tiling window manager also have a full screen virtual box, because now we still have this bar up here, so we are losing a bit of space. So if anybody knows, great, share the knowledge. I'll share it back with our community. So there you are, all kinds of settings. And well, we've done an update. Did I do an update? Not yet, I think. Neofetch, is it installed? No. So sudo apt install neofetch. Off we go. And maybe we'll see a nice logo. There we are. Beautiful. So GNOME Mother, Pop Dark, Sardi now, GNOME Terminal. What I should have a look at as well. So let's go for the tweaks that I've installed. GNOME tweaks was not by default there. I should do a Sardi flexible checkup. So now everything is blue. Well, here there are no icons, so nothing to check here. Close, my friend, close as well. And in the files we have other applications, computer, user, share. No, that's not gonna work. I have installed, there you go. I hate it when this happens. If an icon developer, I for icon developer, that's rubbish. We can't do anything with it. So guys, developers, change that. File system, so Nemo to the rescue, user, share, applications. Voila. So here we are. There's an icon that's not okay. These guys are okay. We don't see all the other guys. So, and here it is. There is an icon here, text editor. Let's have a look. So I can create another icon for it. If control find icon. Okay, so system software update. System software update is the name. System software update. And then the other guy, exactly the same thing, yeah? No, it's not. And that's what makes it tricky always. IO elementary dot app center, and all the capital letters don't matters. So I'll make another link to something proper so that this guy is also a blue guy. That's a good find. Here as well, maybe I can include a little tip for the Pop! OS users. Let's see if I can do that. There is Firefox. You go to Fogalong GitHub or hardcode fixer, because there were some things, strange things in there. You get the code. I guess let's do it the normal way, what I would recommend people. So that's a git clone, what I would recommend. Open in the terminal, but git is probably not installed, so apt install git. All right, git clone, Control Shift, oops, I triggered something there, Control Shift V. That's something we've got now. Control H, hardcode fixer, and we need to run this guy with sudo. Can I tabs and all that? Interesting. Okay, so sudo hardcode fixer. That's not gonna work, so I'm gonna say sure hardcode fixer. Is that gonna work? What am I? Oh, somebody's ringing the door. Let me go and check. All right, in the meantime, I've used my time to check on these icons, and indeed they are hard-coded, so both icons have been created, but they will not be displayed because of code probably. And we were talking about hardcode fixer, right? So this fix sh. Let's do the let's do first Nemo, so you see what's going on. What this actually does to your system is user share applications, and take a look at these guys, that guy, maybe that one, I don't know. Well, we'll see, right? And Python will probably change as well, but we don't see the application, so it doesn't matter. We don't normally go to user share applications. Okay, so that's what we've got, and that's what we will have. So first off, LL, does it exist? Yep. So it's not X, there is no X in there, so chmod plus make it executable, change the modus for fix. LL, now it is not done. And then we needed to do this, I guess. Does he know now? That's the one. Oh, to fix, Eric. Oh, there is fix and to fix. I see. Okay, so I was looking at the last line, to fix, and actually this guy was already green. So now we can run this thing. It needs to be sudo because we're gonna write in user share application things. Okay. And off it goes, going to connect to the internet. Have a look what it says in the website here from Fogalong, from the Numix developer. Numix icons fixing Ubuntu iBus table setup. Ah, we saw that somewhere, that was an iBus kind of thing. This guy, iBus. So icons were developed, but there's a hard-coded path in there, which means whatever icon theme you choose, it will never, ever change. So that's silly, but it is the way it is. And this is not changed with it. You see, that's hard-coded path. And all you need to do is manually, that's in this case manually, save this thing, but I don't think read only, so normally I would run install Sublime Text, but this is not easy on Debian. I just can't do AOR or Streisand or Yeo Paru or anything like it. We could have a go and see if it's possible to actually sudo apt install Sublime Text or something. Subliminal, okay, nice. No, not what I wanted, right? So nano is maybe there. Sudo nano. But frankly, I've already lost interest if it's always that difficult to edit things. Anyway, icon, whoa, equals is gone. Ah, Control Z, no, not working. Ah, no, stop. I'm messing things up. I really did mess it up, been edited by root. So, yes. Oh my god. I'm root. Alright. Written and saved. And what we get here, Python is changed, right? So this thing, I don't know what this is. This is icon from firmware manager. I don't even know if I have an icon that's called firmware. So let's have a look at my other computer. Firmware. I have firmware manager. I have, that's good enough. Firmware manager. So again, right mouse click, open in terminal, sudo nano firmware something. Capital letter, are you? No. 120 things. One of these things is the name. Let's have a look at the name. GNOME firmware panel desktop. GNOME firmware panel desktop. Okay. Sudo nano GNOME firmware panel desktop. Edit this thing, go in there and delete firmware. What do we have? Firmware manager. Why is it not displaying then? Because, Eric, that's Surfn. So actually we don't have it. We don't have anything related to firmware, but CPU we do have. So that's also kind of firmware stuff. CPU, XES safe, and then you have this one, firmware, right? So these things can be changed manually if you like to, but it's always better if you see these hard-coded paths. You go to hardcode fixer and ask him. So I've put lots of issues already in the past online, hard-coded icon, and you ask if he can change that. I don't know if I put it under my name or Eric Dubois, but one of those. So that's it. Tip for icons, making sure that it's gonna work. These icons, I don't know, ask Pop OS why it's not changing, because the names are there, the actions are there. We can actually, well, I can't change anything. I mean, it's correct. We have an icon called System Software Update and it's not showing. So entirely up to Pop OS to solve that. Voila. Now you've seen me dabble with other distros, because we make icons. Surfn and Sardi icons are for all, not just Arco. All right, looking good. I'm out. Enjoy your Linux distribution. Cheers.